Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not a
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to this channel, my name is Maitri and I make videos about nursing in Canada, general life in Canada and student life in Canada. So as you all know from the title, today you are going to see language proficiency for CNO specifically, that is College of Nurses of Ontario. So if you want to work as RN, that is registered nurse, or RPN, that is registered practical nurse in Canada, then you need to meet all the requirement from the province you want to work. So if you want to work as RN in Ontario, then there are some requirements like jurisprudence exam, then language proficiency and police clearance and evidence of practice, etc, etc, etc. And today we are going to talk about language proficiency. So a lot of people are asking me that is the IELTS mandatory for language proficiency and how can they waive language proficiency, etc, etc. So you are going to find all the answer hopefully in today's video. So without further late, let's dig into it. First of all, we are going to search language proficiency and then we need to click here types of evidence. So now you can see everything about language proficiency here. So there are total 6 types from which you can waive your language proficiency requirement, and we are going to see each and every type in this video. So the first is nursing education in any jurisdiction. So if you have done nursing education within the last 2 years from any jurisdiction, that doesn't mean only in Ontario but in Alberta or British Columbia or etc, etc, then you can waive your language proficiency by this type. So it says that your education can be completed in any jurisdiction, that means in any province of Canada, must have a theory and clinical component. For example, clinical, practical, then placement or co-op, etc. Then it must be completed in a practice setting where one of the primary language used is either English or French. So English or French is mandatory and must include direct interaction with patient, client or other healthcare professionals. Virtual clinical hours are not accepted exclusively. Now, how you can waive your language proficiency by this type? So here they have mentioned required documents. So CNO requires one of the following forms to support your evidence. So here they have given verification of course completion and transcript request, language proficiency request for educational transcript, and NNS education form from NNS. You need to submit one from this 4 given forms. How you can do that, I'll show you. So you can click any form. Now, how you can complete this form? So here they have given information how to complete this form. Step 1, save the application form to your computer before filling out. Second, fill form completely, then print, sign and date. Then third, this form must be completed by school and mailed directly to the CNO in a sealed envelope. So you cannot send it. Your school or college need to send it to CNO directly in a sealed envelope. And step 4, the school must submit a copy of the applicant's transcript with this form. Faxed or altered copies of this form will not be accepted. So they have given clear instruction how to fill the form, who can send this form and how they can send this form. So very clear, if you have done your nursing program in Canada, then you need to send this form to your school and they will fill it out by following this instruction and send it to CNO, and you are done with language proficiency requirement from CNO. Now, the second is verification of course completion and transcript. So you can do that, language proficiency and NS education form. So these are the 4 options for you to complete nursing education in any jurisdiction. You must have done nursing education, okay? Then only you are eligible for this type of language proficiency waiver. Now the second is healthcare or healthcare support education in Canada. So completing a healthcare or healthcare support program in English or French in Canada within the past 2 years. So you must have studied healthcare or healthcare related program in Canada within the last 2 years only. Program must have theory and clinical component, for example, clinical practicum. Placement or co-op. The clinical component must be completed in a practice setting where one of the primary language used is English or French. and must include direct interaction with patient. Virtual clinical hours are not accepted exclusively. Alright, now CNO requires the following form to support your evidence. How you can waive healthcare or healthcare support education in Canada? So they have given this form. You need to click here and language proficiency. Now they have given instruction how to fill out this form. So please complete section 1 of this form. Once completed, send this form directly to the school to complete section 2 and 3. So 1 need to be completed by you and section 2 and 3 will be completed by your school or college. Then once completed, the school must send this form directly to CNO along with a copy of your transcript. So once it's done, your school will send it directly to CNO. You don't need to send it to CNO. Okay, so you need to download this form, fill out the section 1 and send it to your school and ask them to send it to CNO with the transcript. That's all. And you are done with the language proficiency requirement from CNO. If you have done healthcare or healthcare support education in Canada in the last 2 years, then only you are eligible for this type of waiver. Now we are gonna see type 3. So nursing practice in any jurisdiction. So let's say if you are a nurse in British Columbia and if you are transferring to Ontario, then you can waive language proficiency by this type. So completing one of the following: practice experience as a nurse where English or French are one of the primary language used by the applicant in the practice setting within the past 2 years. Okay, within the past 2 years, you must have experience as a nurse. Then providing direct patient or client care or delivering services that have a direct or indirect effect on a patient, client's care or an healthcare system, direct interaction with patient, client or other healthcare professionals, clinical and non-clinical experiences for RNs and RPNs. CNO will consider practice experience in both paid and volunteer roles in any jurisdiction. If you have volunteer experience as a nurse, still you are eligible to waive language proficiency by this type. So if you have done SPEP, Supervised Practice Experience Partnership, if you have done SPEP for returning member. Now, the rule is practice experience must include providing direct patient or client care or services, direct interaction with patient, client or other healthcare professionals. Okay, so if you have done SPEP, then you can waive your language proficiency by this type. So I have made a special video for SPEP. What is SPEP and how you can make an account with them and what is the course requirement, what is the length for the SPEP program. Everything is in that video and it must be on my channel, or if not, then it will be the next video you will see on this channel. So stay tuned and you will know everything about SPEP. So I won't discuss more in this video, but if you have done SPEP, then your language proficiency is sorted by this type. Okay, so how you can do this? So if you have done nursing practice, then you need to select this form, and again here are the instruction how you can fill out the form. If you have done SPEP, then you need to select this one and you can follow the instruction and waive your language proficiency. The next is healthcare or healthcare support experience in Canada. So the healthcare and healthcare support education is different and experience is different. So if you have studied healthcare or healthcare related programs, then there is a type 2 as we saw. And if you have done healthcare or healthcare related work in Canada, then this is the type 4 which you need to follow. Now, experience providing healthcare or healthcare support services in English or French in Canada within the last 2 years. Now, it can be PSW, DSW or any other healthcare related programs in which you have provided direct care to the client or patient. Okay, so experience must include providing direct patient or client care or services, then direct interaction with patient or client or other healthcare professionals. So in your team or in with your patient, etc., you must have experience in that within the last 2 years. Okay, then only you are eligible in this type to waive your language proficiency. Now, CNO will consider experience in both paid and volunteer roles in any jurisdiction. The applicant's level of proficiency must be verified by a regulated health professional who works with the applicant in the healthcare or practice setting. The RHP, that is regulated health professional, must be active and practicing in their profession and can verify the applicant's use of language skills in French or English in the healthcare or practice setting. So you need to download this form, and then you need to fill out section 1, that is applicant information, and then you need to send this form to your workplace, and they are going to fill out section 2, and then they will send this form to CNO. That's the requirement for this type. So I personally waived my language proficiency by this type because I worked as a personal support worker in an agency. So I asked them to fill out this form and send it to CNO, and within a week my language proficiency was waived without any IELTS or any extra document. Just this form and it's done. So it's very easy. Just the rule is you must have worked within past 2 years. That's it. Now the type 5 is registration. So in this type you must have worked as a registered nurse or registered practical nurse or nurse practitioner with CNO or any another Canadian jurisdiction, that is Alberta or British Columbia or etc, 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 then only you are eligible for this type of waiver. So the first type we saw is for education as a nurse in Canada in any jurisdiction, but in this type you must have worked as a nurse. So you can click the form, you can fill out your part, and you can send. Here they have given all the requirement to fill out the form, okay, how you can fill out. Now the last and the sixth type is language proficiency test. So if you are not eligible in any other 5 type to waive your language proficiency, then only you need to write language proficiency test. Which kind of language proficiency test you can give and what is the requirement, we'll see. So we can click here, passing one of CNO approved language proficiency. So accepted language proficiency test from CNO is Canadian English Language Benchmark Assessment for Nurses, that is CELBEN or CELBEN, whatever you say. Then International English Language Testing System, that is IELTS. Then third and fourth one is for French. So 2 English language and 2 French. You can do only one from this and you can waive. So here they have given what are the requirement for the minimum score. If you are doing Canadian English Language Benchmark, so writing 7, speaking 8, listening 9, reading 8, this is the minimum score you need to have, and they will send it directly to CNO. If you are doing IELTS, then writing minimum is 6.5, speaking is 7, listening 7, reading 6.5, and overall need to be 7. So this is the minimum score. If you are doing IELTS, then IELTS Test Center needs to send this to CNO. You cannot send it. That's the rule. Now the third is CEF, that is for French language. If you are good in French, if you wanna waive your language proficiency by French language, then you can write this test. So writing 400, speaking 500, listening 400, and reading 400. Total is not applicable. Now the test center need to send it to CNO, the rule. The fourth is TCF. This is also for French. If you are good in French, you can also write this one. So writing 10, speaking 12, listening 503, and reading 453. So they will send this test result to CNO and you are good. Now how you can book this test? So here they have given link for the website and you can click here and book your test and waive your language proficiency. I think this was everything you need to know about language proficiency. Now I am making this video on the 6th of June 2024. So if you are watching it in the future, if the rules have changed, whenever you are doing this kind of process, check the website, check the latest information. You can find all the information from the website. You don't need me or any other YouTuber to explain you everything, because whenever we are making this video, it's in the past. Whenever you are watching it, it's in the future, and rules can be changed overnight. So whenever you are filling out any form or you are paying money to someone, please check all the rules and requirements. Check website, read everything, and after that do the process. Alright, so that was everything about language proficiency from CNO. I really hope this video is helpful to you. If it is, please give a like, it means a lot, and share this video to someone you know if it's helpful, and subscribe to this channel to watch many more videos. I'll see you on my next video. Until my next video, keep loving and keep smiling. Bye.